Good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. My name is Ash, Ima Ghostbuster, and I am here to bring you another episode of the XBL Party Podcast UK. We are on episode 57, and this week we've got a pile of news to talk about, all things related to gaming and Xbox. It's a bit more of a positive week this week in games. We're not going to be heartbroken over Redfall or anything like that, so don't worry about that. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff. I am joined by my panelists. As always, we have got the awesome BMG, the Sony loving Jim Ryan reach arounder, the Marvel snapping Destiny 2 sufferer. Join his cult and play Destiny 2. BMG, how's it going, good sir?
I love you, Jimmy. Good evening. Yeah, great to be here as always. And Destiny, best live service FPS game on the planet. Join today.
And Marvel Snap. Once you go Marvel, there is no rival.
Oh yeah, you know it, baby. You know it. You know how we roll.
I'm also joined by Sentinel, our what's the best way to describe you? Something like GTA 4 loving American
$70 game buying, novel writing, the American soldier.
He comes into the podcast Sentinel on the back of an eagle every week, bless him.
There you go. Yeah, I have Far Cry 5 tattooed on my back. There you go. Right. Hey, it's great to be here. Thank you so much, obviously, for having me. And I would say that I am always graced with BMG's presence, even though he is a PlayStation fanboy. It's cool. We're all gamers, so that's what matters. It's all good.
Hey, he's my uncle. I have no choice. Uncle
I know.
Jimmy.
I know. He'll kick you back outside and make you sleep in the doghouse. I completely get it. It's cool.
And you want to introduce our guest Sentinel? Do you want to introduce the guest Sentinel?
Yeah.
You're the man for the guest, so you get to be the PR guru.
Well,
he's the vice president of talent relations.
It was last week, wasn't it? That or was it the week before that Uso Vinny was a guest on our show, and unfortunately, because Ash likes to talk a lot, Uso didn't get much to say. But it happens. It happens. Uso Vinny is a panel member of the Talk Story Podcast. Welcome again, Uso, to our podcast, the XBL Party Podcast. We love having you back.
Aloha. Thank you so much for having me back. I love this show a lot.
And I'm not going to talk this week. I'm off now, guys. I've opened the show. I'll see you later.
Oh, I see how it is. Okay. And he is a Gaming Beyond the Box podcast member, so obviously at the end of the show, we're going to let our two guests tell you a little bit more about their podcast so you know where to find them. Our second guest this week, Scrub Nurse. How are you doing, bud?
Doing great. Glad to be here. Glad to see everybody in the chat. We're going to talk some games, have some fun. There'll probably be some slander thrown around, but that's what it's all about. Talk some games, poke a little fun. So, there's a lot of topics to come out, so we won't have to worry about talking about Redfall today.
Nice. Get after it. Nice. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Muppet says, "Don't do a Jinner. Say hi and leave." Hey man, he's dead now. We've moved on. We've mourned for that 5 minutes. We went to the wake and then we moved on. He's dead to us.
Just so the guests know about Jenna, basically he pulled a Kurt Angle, WWF. Oh, I can't wrestle anymore, and he goes to the competition and wrestles. That's what it was. That's what happened. So yeah, he's we kind of left it behind. So it happens. It is what it is.
These things happen in the podcasting world.
Yeah,
so it's understandable.
We changed the locks once he left, so he couldn't get back in.
Yeah. You got him. Hit him with a broom on way out.
Right.
People would think we're like horrible in behind the scenes, but we're not. We're just having a laugh. But it's all a joke, guys. On everyone in the comments, anyone listening to this on podcast providers, it's all we're just making it up as we go along, just for the laughs.
Yeah, pretty much.
And if anyone's wondering where Redders is, he decided about a month ago that he wanted to do the pilgrimage to become a monk. So he's currently up in a mountain wearing his yellow-purple dress with his head shaved, meditating as it stands.
Like the Ace Ventura movie where he's up and, trying to find himself. There you go. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. His pilgrimage will be ending soon. Yeah, he should be back next week.
Nice.
So before we get into all the topics, and there is quite a lot, like, is there a new Dead Rising game coming? Starfield's been rated, mature. There's possible teasers for Mortal Kombat, but that may not be the case. There's loads of cool stuff, loads of news from the gaming world. As also, they've just literally today unveiled that new handheld, which looks pretty good. The ASOS ROG, is it? Or ROG Ally. So that's finally been detailed, release date, pricing. So we'll be able to talk about that. All sorts of awesome stuff. So, before we jump in, we'll quickly go over what we've been playing, because there's like 5 of us. Just quickly say like the best game we've been playing this week, and we'll go from there, because otherwise we'll be here for like 45 minutes, like normal. But BMG, what you've been playing?
Oh God, me first. I'm never first. I never get picked.
Hold on. Before you let BMG go, you need to have like a stop clock running in the background and say your time is expired. Please move on.
Do not steal this moment from me.
Just play money, music. Play the music on them.
There you go. You go.
As always, I play my daily dose of Marvel Snap, the Game of the Year 2022 for the Game Awards, and the Mobile Game of the Year for 2022 for XBL
That's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded.
Oh my God. My God. Oh, Jesus. But yes, my usual daily couple of games of Marvel Snap, the game that everyone should be playing, but no one on the XBN network does, because they don't know awesomeness and they all hate Marvel, which is apparent. Also, what else have I been playing? My usual bit of Destiny, jumping in there, doing my weeklies, building up my new character, currently like level 1809, which has only took me a couple of days actually to build up. So I'm quite impressed with that. And
UK Desirous is right. Yes, UK Desirous is right.
Oh yeah. Usually. Hey, I haven't done a show yet where I've worn pants. So hey.
Oh Jesus.
Do what you will. Yeah. Take that information and do what you want with it. Maybe some babies are going to be made tonight. Who knows?
Sound like he's been doing whatever he wills with it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. That's what we're all about. And other than that, I've been playing some more Jedi Survivor. I mentioned yesterday on the PSN Party Podcast, I'm putting it on hold just now. I tried jumping in again today. It's still broken. Too much screen tearing, too much crashing, and the patches were the worst thing that actually happened to this game for me, because I didn't have any issues when it launched. It actually run 60 frames, wasn't dropping, nice and smooth, but now it's screen tear, it's crashing, and I think I'm going to have to wait for another patch. But yeah, that's it from me for now.
Nice. What about you, Scrub Nurse? What you've been playing?
Heavily, because I want to finish out some events I've been playing. Call of Duty. I just finished this last event, getting all the trophies I needed, and also maxing out the Season 3 Battle Pass. So now I've been doing a little bit of that. I, of course, was playing Redfall last week, but doing a lot of things with some friends. Just started in a new clan, so I've been kind of serious playing that right now, because I'm waiting for get on Jedi a little bit later, because there's so many games out right now. I still haven't finish Dead Island 2. I still got to get back on that. So there's a lot of stuff coming out, but yeah, mainly Call of Duty and shooting up a lot of guys on the video game. So
Nice.
What about you, Sentinel? What you've been playing?
I mean, I bought Dead Island 2 and I've been playing through it, but I took some time off. Obviously playing Grand Theft Auto 4, Grand Theft Auto 5, as always. And I actually started playing Ravenlock last night. It's actually pretty good. It is kind of a game where you spend most of your time just fetching stuff for different quests, but it is a good game. It's a lot of fun and it's very unique. So, I mean, it's on Game Pass. You guys haven't checked it out, definitely download Ravenlock and check it out. But it's a cool game. And for Ash, I will be putting together parts of that video we're going to upload to the channel. That'll probably be next week sometime.
Cool. Awesome. What about you, Uso?
On my end, I actually just finished Jedi Survivor, so it was a good game. And been playing a lot of the Fortnite Star Wars event that they have going on right now. And slowly getting back into Resident Evil 4 and hopefully finishing that soon.
Nice. And to be fair, like I said, as I said on the PlayStation Party Podcast yesterday, I'm literally only playing Valhalla at the moment properly. And I say properly, I mean in short bursts. I will be playing.
Like you look on Discord right before the show and he's playing Valhalla, so he's playing it all the time.
No, I'm literally at the moment. I've been trying to clear, it's like the mysteries and everything, like the side quests and stuff. I'm trying to clear all the areas. I've done them for all like the first couple of expansions. I just haven't done it because I haven't started the final expansion. I haven't bothered doing them there. Right. But it's the main map. There's just so many, so I'm just slowly but surely sort of walking my way around and finding things and stuff, and just taking my time with it. But love it. I've got like 7 days in it now. I looked this morning on the Xbox app. Like, it's mad. The amount of time I've put in this game. But I want to get back to Origins as well, so I'm trying to finish this so I can finish Origins as well. So
no love for Odyssey. Ancient Greece is where it's at. I'm telling you.
Odyssey takes place after Origins, so I didn't want to.
Bayek is the man.
So I will be in that soon. So
nice.
But yeah, like I say, not a lot. I've got an absolute pile of games to play for reviews. They are coming. I've got a few that I've got to record, so keep your eye out. We will be putting them up on the channel soon. I have been playing Redfall, but I only want to play it multiplayer. I think me and BMG were on about maybe playing it later this week, maybe over weekend if we get time. So we will. It's just trying to get us all together around one period of time in an evening is kind of hard, especially with Fabio being in a totally different time zone a lot of the time. So, and he's in his own little world as well, bless him. So
a patch dropped for Redfall yesterday, but I've not jumped on to see what it's actually changed or fixed. I don't know if anyone else or anyone in the chat has seen what's changed, but if you do know, let us know.
Yeah, the patch actually uninstalled the game for everybody so that they don't have to worry about Redfall anymore.
Wow.
Wow,
all right.
cold-blooded.
You know what? That might be the comment of the week right there.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Wouldn't surprise me though. Wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, we'll jump into the first topic quickly because, like I say, we're going to be here all week with the amount of topics BMG's been throwing in. A positive one for people in the US and the UK, the Seagate storage cards, the little memory cards that go in the back of your console, seem to have had their prices adjusted, which is good. So these are for there's a 512 gigabyte, 1 terabyte, and 2 terabyte cards. So in the US, they've been gone from, so this is for the 512, it's gone from 1399 at 139.99 to 89.99. the 1 terabyte has gone from $219.99 to $149.99, and the 2 terabytes gone from $399 to $279.99. So some massive discounts, which is great. They're still overpriced compared to sort of normal SSD cards. Bit annoyed because I bought one of these only about 6 months ago at the higher price, but it's nice that the prices are finally coming down, and we've also recently had the news that there is another company making them as well. So I think Western Digital are bringing one out as well. So that's
there's
pretty
a couple
cool.
of them that are making them.
Yeah, you know what? It's like, just speaking from experience, Western Digital is actually one of the best brands for any type of hard drive you can get, because I've never really had issues with them. Pretty solid.
Yeah, so I mean, have you guys, any of you guys got these or not? Like, is it just me that's got one? Any of you been bothered or not?
Well, I definitely want to get one. I've been holding back because of the prices and different things. I have 4 and 8 terabyte, external hard drives. So I was just saying, and it's been working fast enough with just to have the Series X and the boot up time and the load time to get to your games, the quick resume. That's been great for me right now. So I've been enjoying that. So it hadn't really been killing me as far as I just got to have that external, but I will eventually. But the price is coming down, dropping like $60 or so. That's a good deal, especially for the 1 terabyte, because there is a lot. If you don't have those, there is a lot of uninstalling and reinstalling depending on who you're playing with on some of these games. So it's a good thing. I'm glad Western Digital is getting in there, because you got to have a little competition to help with these prices. Without that competition, the prices are just going to be crazy forever and a day. So I'm glad that they're finally getting some other folks in there, and maybe we can get these prices dropped down some.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, $20 more of a price cut, and it'll be perfect. I'll definitely get one.
I think eventually they will do, definitely. I feel like they're slowly but surely coming down, but they've never had a reason to come down. One thing I will say, though, since I got mine, every now and then, like, because it's pumping power into the expansions card, I also use externals. If I have more than one external plugged in plus the expansion, sometimes it like kicks one of them out. My external hard drives, it says there isn't enough power, and I've never had that problem until I got the internal SSD card. So I've looked online. Other people have said they've had that problem, but Xbox, it's when they don't want to actually say there's an issue. But yeah, it happens every now and again. So it's not the end of the world. I just have to sort of unplug one or restart my Xbox. But it is a bit frustrating when I switch my Xbox on. It's like, you've only got 70 games installed when actually I've got 500 because it's not picking up my external. That is frustrating to me. Right, what else have we got here?
I wonder if it might just be me, I don't know, but I've not needed an expansion for either the PS5 or the Series X, because I tend to only have a couple of games at most on my console at any one time, and I think I might just be the weirdo here, but I don't like having too much choice at once, because
Wait.
hang on.
You don't like having too much choice at once? Come on. I know Jim Ryan is your uncle, but come on, man.
It's like the
ridiculous.
Let's just say right. Take Netflix for example. How many people, chat goes for you as well, how many people you spend half an hour to an hour just trying to find something to watch, and they end up don't watch anything in the end because there's just too much to choose from and you can't decide? I can't be the only one that does that, surely. But it's same with the games. I've got loads of games, obviously Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, games that I own, and I generally have 2 or 3 games on there on each console, and that is it.
Yeah.
Because I just think, well, I might play that, or no, I might play that, or I might play that. But when I'm done with a game, delete it, it's gone, and then have the next game. I don't tend to just have like Ash, who's got about 1,000 games downloaded at once because he has nothing else to do day or day night.
It's just because like when they give like stuff out on Xbox Gold and stuff, I just click it and then it's downloaded and it's just there. I mean, I probably should just do. That's the one thing I think PlayStation does better. When you like redeem your free games on PlayStation, it doesn't auto install them.
That's
just
annoying.
add them to your library.
Yeah.
Xbox, it doesn't. It just starts blooming installing them to your blooming console every time, and then I forget about them and stuff. So
yeah, but if I've got loads of games sat there, I think, oh, I might play that, or I'll play that, or I might play that, or I might, and I just end up spending ages just sitting there trying to figure out what game I want to play, and it's like, wife shout, it's bedtime, BMG. It's like, oh no, never mind, didn't get to play anything.
Do you 100% games before you uninstall them, or do you just?
No. I'm not on an achievement or trophy whore.
Thank you. Me either.
I literally whatever game I'm playing, I download, I play, and once I've done the story, I'm done with it. It's very rare I go back and do DLC on a game. Spider-Man's the exception. Because I don't really do DLC. I love Assassin's Creed. I love the entire series. Absolutely love that game. One of my top favorite series games of all time. I have never done a single DLC for a single one of them.
Don't love it that much, then, do you? Bloody hell!
No, I just don't. Yeah, but they give you the story they want to tell for that game. So once I've done that, I'm done with that experience. They want to do expansions to do stuff that's spin off from that. That's fine, but I've had the experience. I've had the story. I've played, listened, watched to the story that they wanted to tell, and then I'm done with it. Any game's the same. It's like Horizon Forbidden West. Played that game. Story was, it was okay. Beautiful looking game. More of the same with the first one. But I haven't got Burning Shores because it doesn't interest me, because it's like they've told me the story they wanted to tell in the main game. I don't need to know these spin-off things and the little side things that are happening. I don't need that. I've listened and played the story they wanted to tell, and that's just the way I've been. So once I've done the story, the game's gone, and I move on to the next one. Jedi Survivor's the same. I'm not saying there is any DLC or expansions, but if there is, I probably won't play them because the story they want to tell is in that main campaign of the game that was released.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I also understand some of us just like to have the games on hand. And keep in mind, if you have a game that's big, like Scrub Nurse says he plays Call of Duty, these games are always big. They always have tons to them. And yeah, Call of Duty is a lot of times your multiplayer game, but you want to have single-player experiences. You can just hop in anytime. So, I mean, it's like as far as software goes, I would say, yeah, having too many choices might be a little, give you anxiety or whatever, because there's just so much to pick from. But as far as hardware and stuff like that, you want to have choices, because what that does is it drives the price down. Like Uso said, $20 more, and that's the sweet spot as far as the price goes. So more competition means those prices are going to eventually hit that spot. So in this case, in my opinion, I think having more choices is a good thing.
Oh, I agree. And like I say, for me, when I have a lot of stuff installed, a lot of the games I've got installed, I never play except like the odd time when we play together and someone's like, oh, have you got that installed? And it's like, no. And I've got like 40 meg internet. It takes me forever to download like Sea of Thieves, Halo again.
Yeah,
You're
So
just preparing for that one moment, when your friend says, hey, let's go play.
Yeah, I've got a pile of games that I only play socially.
Yeah.
But I can't delete them because the moment I delete them, someone's like, oh, let's play them. So
Yeah,
that
happens with me with Titanfall a lot.
Well, and you got games like Call of Duty that if they release a patch, the patch is going to be big, so you need breathing room as far as how much storage you got.
Right.
I mean, it's like I used to be real big into Call of Duty. Call of Duty 2019 was my jam for like years, and whenever they released a patch, it was huge. And if you don't got enough room, I mean, you got to delete stuff. But if you have more storage already, you got that breathing room.
Yeah,
but
it's definitely always worth it.
Yeah, but take like Destiny. You can have 3 characters. You've got your Titan, your Warlock, your Hunter. I've always been Warlock. I have now switched to to Titan, but I've deleted my Warlock. I've transferred everything over and deleted my Warlock because I don't want to have to get on and think, oh, do I play as Titan? Do I play as Warlock? Do I play as Hunter? I just want to, right, this is my character. This is the character I'm sticking with. There is nothing else matters. It must be like part of my OCD or something like that, but it's just, I think it's just the way I am.
Bro, that's crazy. Oh, man. I remember when I played Destiny, I had 3 characters, Hunter, Titan, and Warlock.
Yeah.
Every week, routine.
That would drive me insane. I would sit there on that main screen and spend an hour. Do I go as Titan because I can do this? No, I'll go as Hunter. No, Warlock. I'm just going to turn it off and have a bit of a, curl up in a ball, get in the fetal position on the couch and just have a bit of a cry.
Wow. Jesus. See, you know what, though? That's why Destiny 2 is inferior to something like Call of Duty, because you don't have to worry about that.
You shut your face, Sentinel. Shut your face.
Right?
You played one Call of Duty, you played them all.
That is like
Commander
so...
cut his mic.
Right? That is like so not the case.
Has it changed since the original game?
Yeah, I mean, it changes time periods all the time. No, because like it's like the movement changed from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 to what was the one after that? Cold War, right?
Yeah, Cold War.
Like the movement changed and it just felt different, and I was like, shit.
Do you run faster?
No, you know what? And I said this, and I still stand by it, that compared to Modern Warfare's movement, Cold War felt like you were on roller skates. That's what it felt like. I was like, Jesus, this is crazy. Because, I mean, I was just getting... It's like in Call of Duty 2019, I'd always do really good, and I was just getting squashed in Cold War. I was like, Jesus, this is crazy.
Cold War was garbage. I didn't like that game.
Yeah, I mean...
enjoyed Cold War because it had a little different stuff. To make the game a little different, put your little damage on top of the guy's head. You know, the way that the sound mechanics happen when you actually kill someone. Also with the streaks. And I mean, since we're talking about Call of Duty, they just announced. Well, not they just announced, but there's been leaks out about the next one's going to be Modern Warfare 3, and it's going to be coming out this year. But they changed mechanics and different stuff, streaks and guns, so it's always different, and the gameplay is a little bit different. So they change up a little other stuff. I mean, unlike something you would get with a Fortnite, it plays the same way, or the Apex, it's the same way. They just change up characters, so it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Big shout out to everyone in chat as well. There's a load of new faces tonight. We've got there's Jenna Ferguson, the Stubbs, X John Wolf X. We've got Muppet. We've got Daz. We've got Thimber. Big shout out to everyone. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Hit subscribe. We are on the way.
Please hit subscribe.
Yes. Check out our new content. Luke Steele was in the chat. True 4K View was in the chat. If you're enjoying our content, like I say, please check us out. And as Muppet says, you can join as a member as well for 99p a month. Gets you a subscriber exclusive video every weekend. They come from things like tier lists to me eating weird stuff, to me playing terrible time video games, to a audio book about Fabio as a mafia member in the milk wars in Brazil. All sorts of weird and wonderful things. So check that out as well. And if you want to see what sort of things you can, I've just put one of the older members' videos public yesterday or the day before. It was Resident Evil tier video. And a load of people have been watching that, which is really nice to see. So thank you to everyone who's checked that out.
And if you're a huge fan of Jim Ryan, go onto the XBN Network YouTube channel now, and you can watch me live perform a poem to Jim Ryan. It's very emotional. I recommend
It's very sweet.
Not driving, be sat down, have a box of tissues to your side, because it hits you right in the heart.
Yeah, Jim Ryan sent him a free T-shirt for doing the poem. He said, "Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Now stop making the poem."
Please go away.
Imran doesn't give anything away.
Well, he gave it to him so he would stop singing poems. That's what he did.
Well, I had to break into his house and take it, but technically he gave me it in a sense. Got a
And
pair
also-
of them used PlayStation socks as well.
PlayStation socks. Are they like Pegasus Nation PlayStation socks? Well, PlayStation guys love the socks, bless them. But as well, if you are listening to this later on demand on a podcasting provider, please hit that review, whether you give us a 5-star or 1-star. If you can give us an honest review, that'd be great. But a load of people seem to be listening to this on like Spotify, Amazon Music and stuff like that. So big thank you to that. Now, on to some other news. The free play days for this weekend's Xbox Gold members or Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members are here. And there's actually 4 this week. So you get Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which is a very good Dragon Ball game. It's actually also on sale massively. Instead of being 50 quid, it's £7.49, which is a massive saving. So if you like it, check it out. They keep pumping out extra content and stuff for that. There's Hunting Simulator 2. There's Just Die Already, which I believe is like an old people sandbox game, kind of like Goat Simulator, but with old people. So
Yeah, and it's pretty bloody, just so you know. It's like not for
amazing. I'll have to
kids.
try that this weekend. That sounds
Yeah,
like
it's pretty bloody, and yeah, it's like Goat Simulator, but yeah, I was surprised.
And then there's also Overcooked All You Can Eat Edition as well, which includes Overcooked 1 and 2 remastered, over 200 sort of levels in it. Really, really good. I highly recommend it. I bought this on sale a while back, and it's the best way to play Overcooked. Like I say, it's fantastic. That's on sale as well at half price as well on Xbox. So there's some great games. So normally the free play games are a bit naff, but this weekend they're going a bit like full on. So any of those games interest any of you guys who haven't played them yet?
I'm all for Overcooked, but nobody will play with me because I shout and
I'll play
upset
with
people,
Overcooked
apparently.
All You Can Eat Edition this weekend. If you download it, I'll play with you over the weekend because I haven't played much of the All You Can Eat. I've completed both the original and number 2, but I haven't finished the All You Can Eat Edition yet.
As long as you promise me whatever he said stays in the game and we don't fall out.
Okay. I'd be like, you
'Cause-
fucking Sony fan. Fucking flip that fucking burger.
I do scream a lot.
I
That
think
game.
it nearly wrecked my marriage, me and my wife playing Overcooked Edition. Honestly, it's not good for. They say play video games with your partner, so don't play Overcooked with a partner. You see the true colours of each other when you play Overcooked. It's
What was that game that was about the couple getting divorced?
Takes
It
two.
Is
Takes Two.
Yeah. I suggested to play that with my wife just to prepare us for the future, and she wasn't amused.
Oh wow!
That game, I wasn't expecting the first boss to be me being like pulling out the eyes of a vacuum cleaner and stuff like that. But here we are. Do you know what I mean?
Jesus.
What else? Oh, BMG. There's so much stuff here.
Well, I literally, things were dropping constantly, and I thought, right, I'll just shove everything in, because Ash is a smart man, a very intelligent man. He knows how to pick out the good stuff out of everything I put in, even though every single thing I put in there is absolutely top tier awesome.
Hey, you know what? Why don't we do this? Why don't we talk about the EA thing? And I bring this up because EA is actually doing really well. You know, you look at Jedi Survivor, and yeah, it has issues, but a lot of people are enjoying it. I've been playing Grid Legends as well, you know. I don't know if I talked about Grid Legends, but it surprised me because it has a storyline, and the game is actually really good. I was surprised. So if EA has these upcoming games, it's kind of like they're back on the upswing. So that could be our next topic.
Yeah, why? We'll jump into EA. So EA have been on a bit of a sort of run. There's actually 2 news things for EA, so I'll jump into the first one quickly because it's just a quote from the EA CEO who's basically said he's indifferent on Microsoft's Activision deal because he says they're currently the number 1 publisher on Xbox, and even if Microsoft buys Activision, they're still going to be the number one publisher on Xbox. And it's like, well, fair enough. He's honest. Like, he says we'll continue to be Microsoft's biggest partner. I think we're their number one publisher on their platform. So whether that deal goes through or not, it's not really material to us broadly. He thinks we think that we have the scale with our network, our IP, and our talent to continue to navigate the future and lead the future of entertainment and compete in the marketplace, regardless of whether that deal goes through or not. So, yeah, like it just shows you that it's not a very sort of cut and dry. It's bad for the gaming landscape and stuff like that. If EA just doesn't care basically right now, which is pretty good. So,
but they also though EA when they had their earnings call and they said they're not too fussed about or issues with the whole Activision thing, but they also did mention in it that they also hinted that they're actually not too shying away from if they were acquired either. So that hint towards the if someone was to come and
they're always hinting about that though.
Yeah,
sweep us off our feet and take us to the castle.
Yeah, if someone comes and shows a bit of flesh, shakes that ass, maybe we'll be interested. And EA with the size they are and the amount of studios they have and the reputation that EA has, every year they win the award for like the most evil games company on the planet, which is crazy.
You know what though? I think Ubisoft kicked him out of that running a long time ago.
Yeah,
you look at every year.
They're about neck and neck, yeah.
Every year, EA win that award, and it's just crazy. But I think they're improving, they're changing, and and they've got some interesting things coming out, some interesting changes. They mentioned about Battlefield. The next Battlefield is going to be a big, huge thing for EA and the franchise. So, we'll wait and see what happens. But maybe by saying the things they have, that maybe they want to be acquired. Microsoft, forget Activision. We've got bigger fish to fry.
You know what, Phil? And put SWTOR on consoles.
There you go.
Oh God, for years and years, I've been asking for Star Wars: The Old Republic to come to console. I've been dying for that. I would sell one or all of my children, even my wife, to have that game on console.
It just makes logical sense. I mean, like the game is practically almost sunsetting, so give it a little bit extra life by putting it on console.
But they said, I remember, I'm probably going back about 3 or 4 years ago now. They said that they wasn't able to do it. It wouldn't work on console. Yeah. Star Trek Online did it. And that's more complicated than the Old Republic. And they did it. And it actually plays really, really well on console.
Final Fantasy 14 Online did the same thing.
Nice.
I'll send a tweet to Disney, see if we can do anything.
Please, Disney, sort this out. Get it sorted.
Yeah.
So I know, Scrub Nurse, you said that Call of Duty is your thing. But have you ever been into like the Battlefield games at all?
Yeah, I bought the 2042, the $100 edition, and
Jesus.
went and started in and glitches and all the problems. Played the beta, everything else. I even paid for the Crossfire X Remedy campaign. So no, if there are ways to check it out, I will. I don't shy away from a good shooter game. I used to be on Destiny and then Destiny 1, and then once it started moving over to 2 and you had to have this level to do this and this level to do that, you start getting behind, and it's like I'm so far behind, I don't know if I'll ever catch up. Destiny is also one of them games too where I feel if you don't have a good group of friends, once you jump on, you're in the squad, but they just immediately, once you start, they just run off and do their own thing.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes away the fun of doing it with Destiny. You have to have a dedicated squad of people that at this time, blah blah blah, we're going to get together, we're going to do this raid, kind of like playing WoW. So
Yeah.
with Call of Duty, sometimes it just makes it easier, and I'm just used to that. But I do have a group of friends that I'm able to play those games with. But there's a lot Battlefield. I keep saying I'm a re-download it and start it back up again with some of the friends that do have it after they fixed a lot of the problems. So I don't shy away from other games. It's just
Yeah.
Call of Duty is just more consistent for me to be able to play. Hmm.
Yeah, no, I completely get it. And it's like with Call of Duty, I mean, you can pretty much jump in whenever you want. But with
Exactly.
with some of these games that are multiplayer online, it definitely felt like that. If you didn't have a crew to run with, it was going to be a little tough, or it was going to kind of hinder the experience. The one thing I can say though about Battlefield 2042 is EA has actually been listening to a lot of this feedback, and they've been consistently improving the experience. You look at Jedi Survivor; they've been improving it as fast as they could. So it feels like EA right now is kind of you know much more improved than someone like Ubisoft, because Ubisoft is pretty much where EA was like 5 or 6 years ago. And it's like Andrew Wilson. I know he's like the infamous Bond villain up on stage whenever he goes up on stage, but legitimately, he's kind of listened to a lot of this feedback, and that's why games like Battlefield 2042 have gotten so much better. That's why we have Jedi Survivor, because of course Fallen Order came after the Battlefield 20, or what? Not what was it? Battlefront 2, the debacle with the loot boxes and all that shit. And Disney was pissed about it. So it feels like EA has learned a lot, and I hope that eventually Ubisoft can get in that position. But right now I kind of feel, and you know what, and I can't believe I'm defending Electronic Arts, but I feel like they've earned a reprieve from some of that hate that they get because of how far they've come.
Yeah, they've been putting a lot of work and effort in, so I understand that they're still got some demons to work through and
Yeah.
work over, but they have gotten better. I will give them that.
Uso, are you a multiplayer guy, or are you single player only?
Mostly multiplayer. But I did like the statement that their CEO gave, where he said, their focus is going to be like games as a service. He said games as a platform. I don't,
Yeah,
EA
that's kind
wording.
of that's strange. That's kind of weird.
Surprise mechanics or whatever.
It's like saying synergy, just throwing
Yeah.
out words. Yeah,
Yeah, the surprise mechanics that are really just loot boxes, but he just words it differently. Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
Yeah. But I did like that he said they will still have their blockbusters that like Jedi Survivor that will come out like um and I'm looking forward to there's a lot of IPs that EA has that I would like to see get revived like Dead Space did, and I'm thinking that they probably will go through with some of those old titles.
college football.
Yeah. NCAA, bring it back.
Nice, definitely.
But yeah,
That's what I'm more excited out of all of them because I've been waiting for that to come back out. I hate that ever went away, and for them to be able to bring that out back out again, that's just totally had me hyped, and it's been delayed for an extra year and such. But when
Yeah,
that comes back out, that's definitely a game that I've always grinded on since it first came out in the aughts.
yeah.
yeah.
I know a lot of people have been asking for games like NCAA football to come back, and you know what? It's like when I was deployed and we had a PS2, nobody was playing Madden. Everybody was playing NCAA. That's what they were playing. Nobody would touch Madden.
Yeah.
Because it was a better game, and you could do more. You had your teams, you could build. You still had some mechanics. Because a lot of times, what killed me is Madden, to make their game sound fresh, they always take away mechanics and then bring it back 3-4 years later and make it sound like it's brand new all over again.
Yeah, yeah,
To me, NCAA always played better. You could build your character from basically high school, go all the way through college, and then port that player over to Madden. So that was another thing that just made it so great to do. So I'm definitely where you can have your own team changed the uniforms, all that stuff. A lot of stuff that Madden took out. So I think a lot of people missed that more than anything. Made it better than Madden.
Nice.
Yeah, BMG dropped off. It's probably his internet connection. It happens like every other episode. So he'll be back once he reboots his computer or whatever it is,
I thought it was me. I thought I offended him.
No, I completely get it though, because it's like with AT&T, I pay for 100 megabytes per second, but I really get like 30 or 40. And then I gotta fight with them, and then they're like, "Oh, we'll give you a little bit of a discount." And it's like, "Are you kidding me? You're giving me less than half of what I paid for." But internet just crappy right now. See, he's back. There you go, and he's on camera.
He is back.
I clicked the wrong button, but to Star Wars guy in chat, it's literally where I am in the house. I'm in a three-story house. The window I've got, when the sun shines through, I just look like bright pink. You can't see the background.
Shines off his head.
But sun's dropped enough now, so I'll be on the cam for the remainder of the show just to make you happy. And I am real. And I'm bold.
There you go.
He is really bold. That's not a cap. But as part of that, EA, should I say, did their financial results, and there was some quite interesting stuff out of it. Obviously, EA Sports FIFA 23 was their most successful launch in the franchise in history. That's also coming to Game Pass this week, I believe, or soon. So you'll be able to play that as part of your EA Play subscription with your Game Pass Ultimate. Sims 4 has grown to 70 million players. 70 million players for Sims 4. This is why they keep bringing out those expansion packs and those like weird like costume packs for Sims 4. Because, oh my god, clearly you guys are playing it. Do you know what I mean? It's mad.
Yeah, somebody's playing it. I don't know who, but somebody is definitely playing.
It's basically like Dead or Alive, how they come out with like 300 different costume packs and stuff. That's what it is. Just for a different demographic. Yeah.
But they did announce a few other games as well for their obviously fiscal year 24. Obviously, Jedi Survivor's just released. They announced Lord of the Rings, or they talked about Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth, which is a mobile game, which it says Q1 24, but I am sure I've downloaded that today on my iPhone. I downloaded the Lord of the Rings game earlier. Heroes of Middle-earth, yeah, so it's already available now. I don't know if it's good or not. I haven't played it yet, but I have installed it, ready to play. Looks like a turn-based sort of strategy game, so I'll give it a go. We've got Super Mega Baseball, another F1 game, another Madden, another football, another NHL 24. Immortals of Avium, I'm not sure what that is. Is that a sequel to Immortals?
No, wasn't that the new one that was announced? It's weird. That game has kind of gone under the radar, but from like the previews and what's been played, it's meant to be an absolute awesome game, but it's kind of just like gone under the radar of everything. I don't know why. It looks a really good game. There's trailers out there. I think there's a bit of gameplay as well. It looks really, really good. I'm actually excited to play that when it comes out.
Yeah, I was saying, is it the sequel to Immortals? That's a Ubisoft game, so it wouldn't be.
No.
One of those.
It's like a magic-based FPS, and I think it has a release date already. So
nice. And then they do say there's their only announced titles. They have 2 unannounced games, not said, but they're both sports games. One's an EA Sports title, and one's a racing title, which is disappointing. So
it's hoping for one Star Wars title.
Well,
shit.
You never know. They may pop something out, but
I mean, you just got a Star Wars title, though. You just got Jedi Survivor. What else do you want?
They're going to turn Respawn into
Star Wars Galaxies
Star Wars builder.
Yeah,
that's Star Wars MMO as well. The new one, the Knights of the Old Republic or whatever it is on PC. That MMO, bring that to console. I'd play that again.
Yeah,
that's why we'll never get a Titanfall 3 is because Respawn has been killing it with Star Wars. So
that's it. Yeah. But yeah, it's looking good for it.
Now that makes sense. They're like, let's sabotage Jedi Survivor and give it tons of issues, so they'll shelve it, and we can finally make Titanfall 3. And EA's like, hey, good job, and they're like, God damn it. They're like, fuck.
Yeah, they're stuck. They're stuck.
Yeah, no, Apex is gonna be Respawn's Titanfall 3.
Oh. Now, on to the next topic, which is probably my favourite bit of news this week. InsiderGaming.com has put up a thing saying new Dead Rising game might be on the horizon. Now, so basically, apparently it's from Jez Corden while discussing the exclusivity of Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake. He suggested that Dead Rising might be in the pipeline. I hope so, and I hope it's an Xbox exclusive. Xbox needs some of these exclusives. I love Dead Rising. It's one of my favourite franchises. It's one of those games that when they first announced it, it's one of the reasons I wanted a 360 for when you see him stood on top of that van in the tunnel with all the zombies underneath him and stuff. Absolutely, like, sold me on it. And then I've bought and played all of them since. So, and it's been a while since the last one. Would you guys want to see another Dead Rising?
Of course,
Yes. Oh my God, Dead Rising 3 was so fucking amazing.
And
Do you know what though? It's got to be Frank West again. The guy in Dead Rising 3 bored me.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
he just didn't have much personality.
I
But
don't doubt.
Chuck was good in 2.
I don't doubt that Dead Rising reboot is in the making because Capcom has been doing so well lately. And after the banger that Resident Evil 4 was, man, they're like, what else can we remake? What can we remake next? We need to send it out there. Like, they're just on a freaking Cloud 9 right now.
You know what? If they're going to ignore Dino Crisis again for another franchise, I hope the next franchise after Dead Rising is Final Fight. Please, come on, bring that shit back.
We do have a Dino Crisis. It's called Exoprimal. They want to get
no, don't say that.
Jesus.
Just play the new Arc with Vin Diesel. There you go.
That's not coming to like 2029 now with this rate.
No, that's releasing day and date with the Game Pass Family Plan because it's all about family.
They're like, there's too much family. We got to delay the game.
Nothing stronger. You can't be beaten by the dinosaurs if you've got your family there. That's it.
Arc 2, now with the Dodge Challenger pack.
Yeah, the Dodge Challenger is taking a little longer to make in the game than we thought.
Right?
Do you know what, though, right? And I hate this will be controversial, right? I would happily sacrifice a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake to PlayStation if we got a Dead Rising remake on Xbox exclusive.
Don't
Honestly.
you talk that
Of
blasphemy.
course, I would do that.
Don't you talk that blasphemy. How
Metal Gear
dare
Solid
you?
3 's
How dare
alright.
you, sirs?
Dead Rising 1 is like a masterpiece that just needs a lick of paint. Dead Rising 1 with the Dead Rising 4 engine, like, would be amazing. And I know a lot of people didn't like Dead Rising 4 because it took out like the time limits and stuff, but I love Dead Rising 4. It wasn't as good as, I'm not saying it was the best in the franchise by far, but I really enjoyed all of it. I loved it. I thought it looked great. It played great. I liked the DLC apart from the golf one. I wasn't super fussed about. But yeah, I thought 4 was all right. I think it got a bit of a bad rep when it didn't need it. But oh man, I'm all for Dead Rising. So sacrifice. They can take Castlevania. They can take Metal Gear. Give me Dead Rising. I would rather have a Dino. I like that. We'll have if Xbox gets Dino Crisis and Dead Rising, PlayStation can have Metal Gear and
I mean, and there's no Hideo Kojima behind the Metal Gear Solid remake, so I mean, is it really what we want?
The plot might actually make sense this time. Yeah.
You don't want it to make it does make sense. If you understand the Metal Gear franchise, everything makes sense.
If you study Paranormal Activity as well as kite flying, you all understand Metal Gear.
And the fact that they're remaking it, remastering it, whatever it's going to be, they don't need Kojima for that because it's going to stay true to the source. They just need to make it look better, run better. Of course it is.
Yeah.
Right? Forget
Well,
Metal
I
Gear
think-
Survivor. That doesn't exist. That
I think
I'm
it's
still
something that
50-50
all
that
people
Silent
put
Hill
together.
2 remake's not going to
Yeah.
be gash.
I think it depends who remakes it. You know, if it's Blue Point, yeah, it's gonna be a banger. If it's anybody else, I don't know.
Grove Street Games. Oh.
Oh no!
You can't see him
But it's
because you can't see him in the trees because all the trees are like blurry because of just some stupid reason.
It's the Walmart
Yeah.
studio. Shit.
it's Blooper Team that's doing the Silent
Oh,
Hill
Yeah,
2
exactly.
remake.
That's my problem. Like Silent
they're
Hill.
not a good studio.
No, you know what though? If they have like Snake in the Trees, it really needs to be like a mannequin, and so the people are sneaking up on him, and he comes out like he's really hiding in the bushes, and he has like one of those super flashy knife takedowns where he spins around like a ballerina and takes down like 8 guys, like he did in the Metal Gear Solid 3. It has to be super ridiculous, like Kojima would make it.
Yeah, well, all Konami did was they turned around to Blooper Team and say, "Can you make one of them Xbox quality games?" So it's just, it's okay. You know, one of your AAA Xbox games. That's what they asked for, and that's
Wow.
Just put Revolver. Just put Revolver Ocelot in it, and it'll be okay.
I
There
think
you go.
BMG's dad went out to buy him an Xbox and never came back or something because like he's got some deep resentment here. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Still out there in the queue at midnight for you, is he? For a copy of Halo.
hey. I'll have you know, I've got 2 dads that were married to my mum.
I don't think that means married.
So one stays at home. I don't know where all the
Oh my
uncles
God.
came from though. And why we get milk twice a day? I don't understand it.
Somebody's getting it twice a day.
Oh my God.
Oh, BMG, what the fuck are you doing to us, honestly? Oh,
Always.
Why you should never mix Fosters with vape? Never goes down well. Clout to the judgment.
oh, right. What else we got? What else have we got?
Well, stop playing games, Ash, and
Oh no, but I'm
be a
enjoying
host.
it.
No, stop playing games.
not
Concentrate
playing
on
games.
what's
just-
happening now.
I'm just looking
Us.
off to the side.
Oh, is that what we were supposed to do? Hold on a second. Let me get my controller out. I missed that part.
You moan I don't play games, BMG, so I'm playing
Let's-
some games for you.
Let's get a bit of Leisure Suit Larry going.
Oh,
Oh,
best way.
Someone's gotta
that's
remake
old school,
that
old
game.
school.
Do you
Bring out my
remember the one they brought
TI-83
out on
calculator.
360, the Leisure Suit Larry? That was absolutely awful. They did one on the Xbox original, which was funny as hell and really good. And then they did a sequel, which was like movie parodies, and it was absolute tripe. One of the worst games I've ever played in my life. And I actually went out and bought it because I enjoyed the one before it so much. So next
I just
topic.
want to bang some aliens in StarField.
Yeah, well, we'll jump into that. Then. We'll jump into that.
Mass Effect style.
Starfield has been rated mature because it's full of the stuff. So apparently, the rating from ESRB has said, I'm just trying to see what it said. It's rated M for mature. Just tell me where it says what's up with it.
You'd think we'd have all these topics ready, wouldn't you?
I'm reading the article, but it's one of those articles where it doesn't put it at the top. It's past about 6 adverts. I'm on to you inside the gaming, putting all these adverts across my bloody screen.
Tom Henderson, baby.
That's why that computer should be safe for work only. You know.
Take your time, Ash. Don't rush. You know, we've
Yeah,
got all
that's
night.
fine. Yeah, we hadn't.
Someone sing for us.
So
Yeah,
apparently it'll feature a range of weapons, both traditional and futuristic, with laser weapons, axes, guns, and explosives being featured. Combat is fast-paced and bloody. There'll be some kind of romance scene mechanics in the game with post-sex dialogue being mentioned. So you don't talk before sex, but you talk after sex in this game.
Is it in? Yeah.
So, Exactly, yeah. Are you over? Are you done? So you're not going to be able to see the deed, but there'll be conversations around after you finish the deed, basically. It's not going to be like hot coffee on GTA. It's just...
It's going to be like New Vegas, how they
Should
did
be
that.
like Cyberpunk with Alt Cunningham.
Oh, yeah.
That
You're
was
just
not
gonna
scared
you're just
to
gonna
do
see it.
anything.
Yeah, and
You're
there's
just gonna
obviously
see
a lot of drug
space helmet on
references.
the door.
Drug called Aurora, which is pretty... I hope there's like a planet that's just like fucking totally wrecked by drugs. That's going to be amazing. They're all just like off their heads.
There is like it's like a party city that's domed in the water on one of these water planets that's set up for that their main export and thing is a pleasure gambling drug planet.
Right.
Yeah, I heard the planet's called Portland, Oregon. And
Oh wow.
We've had some of the showcase announcements this week, so there's been quite a few announced. Devolver have announced theirs is going to be held on June the 9th. And that was last year's was held on June the 9th. This year's one is going to be held on June the 8th. So
I'll drop you on the XBL where the topics are. I will drop you the Jeff Grubb list if you want to have a look, which has all the dates running from week of May 25th right through to December 8th.
Now, there's a few missing off this as well, apparently. But so we're going to be very busy doing a lot of coverage. So apparently the week of May 25th is going to be the PlayStation Showcase. Then June 7th, the Tribeca Festival. June 8th, the Summer Games Fest. June 9th to 10th is the Key Free Days of Play. June 11th is going to be the Xbox Bethesda Showcase, followed by the StarField Direct. Then you've got the Ubisoft Forward the day after. And then jumping a couple of weeks later to June 25th, you've got the Summer Games Concert, followed by the GDC Showcase, 27th to 29th. And then in July, we've got the San Diego Comic-Con, which I don't think really classes as a game showcase, but it's on this list. August 10th to 13th is QuakeCon, which I hope there's some good announcements at. August 11th, there's the THQ Nordic show. 23rd to 27th is Gamescom. And then we go into sort of September with Nintendo, PAX, Tokyo Game Show. And there's also the Indie Live Showcase, which is on not this weekend, it's the next weekend, the 20th and the 21st, which we've covered as like an official partner for the last 2 years. So I'm looking forward to streaming that live and covering it because, man, they are some crazy showcase shows. So they'll be on the channel live. It's like 4 hours as well on a Saturday morning for us in the UK. So
nice.
I'll be half awake looking at something.
I will say this. I don't think the PlayStation Showcase is on May 25th. I think it's going to be June 15th after
June
Xbox.
15th. Makes sense. There's a big gap there. It could fit in.
Yeah. Nobody's putting a showcase that week for a big reason.
Yeah. That's entirely possible. You know, and it's like we got so many good showcases coming up, but the one thing that really irks me is the most anticipated game right now isn't going to be at any of these. Because the developer does their own thing. Rockstar Games, Grand Theft Auto 6, it's going to be so glorious.
No, it's not. It's at the Xbox One. Phil's dropping his pants. He's going to have GTA tattooed on each of his testicles. Like
there is no way.
What was it called?
They're spending over $1 billion. They're spending over $1 billion, and that includes marketing. There's no way.
$79 billion left over now that Activision's dead, according to everyone. So
right.
I would laugh my arse off if it goes. It wouldn't surprise me if PlayStation got some exclusivity on it. To be fair, because even if it's only like a month exclusivity,
that's a lot of money they'd have to pay. A lot for GTA.
Yeah.
When PlayStation had timed exclusivity with it because Xbox told them they weren't interested, that was like what, almost 25 years ago. You know,
could they though? Could a company buy the exclusivity to the single player campaign and have the multiplayer on everything? Because they've sort of separated them now. You can get them as separate entities, can't you, on the stores and that? Could someone have the exclusivity to the single player, and then the multiplayer is
Not
on?
not for Grand Theft
Not
Auto.
for
It's too
GTA.
big.
No, it's too,
Yeah,
it's too big.
it's too big.
Because
It's
think
going
about
too
this. Think about this. Grand Theft Auto 5 with online and single player combined has made over $7 billion alone for Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive. So Strauss Zelnick basically is like, hey, if you guys want to negotiate a deal with Grand Theft Auto, call this phone number. And it's a phone that he has, but it's always on silent, put it in the back of his desk, and he never answers that shit. That way people
cost $7 billion.
right? Yep. Hey, if not more, because I mean, it's like it's worth $7 billion to them. But Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be even bigger because they're investing $1 billion or more. So he'll be like, you know what, $10 billion and it's yours. I mean, Microsoft has that money, but you got to convince people to spend that money.
It's not going to be that
Yeah.
big because they're putting in $1 billion. It's going to be that big because it's been like 50 years since the last one.
Yep.
People
And-
have all dang near been born and graduated high school since the last one came
right.
out.
Yeah. It came out on the PS3. I know. Oh Jesus.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
PS3 and Xbox 360. That's when the last Grand Theft Auto game came out. That's rough.
Yeah, we don't need GTA 6 until the next generation of consoles. I think we can all agree with that. We need
I
another
don't agree.
next gen version of Grand Theft Auto 5. That is what we need.
Oh,
No,
I
and
need
we'll
it
get
again
for $30
on the next gen.
Hell no.
They could
Next
make it
gen.
8. They could make it 8-bit pixelated to I don't know what, and folks will buy that game. They don't need to put that much money into it. Folks will buy it because it's GTA. That's why they won't make a new one, because
Yeah.
people keep buying it.
I know,
People have
right?
multiple copies of that game for no reason. Kind of like
me.
Breath of the Wild. There were more copies of Breath of the Wild than freaking
Our players.
handhelds to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I got a message off someone on Twitter saying I was part of the problem why they won't release Grand Theft Auto 6 because I keep buying GTA 5. So I owned it on PlayStation, so I purposely went and then bought it on the Xbox next gen version. And I took a picture of like the receipt and everything just to show him, just to stick it to him, saying I'm gonna keep making it pay, baby. Gonna keep it going.
The thing that sold me was the whole Bonnie and Clyde thing where they're robbing a Waffle House. That's great. That's nice. I said, yep, that's going to be a great Grand Theft Auto because it's less, and I know some people love the California vibe and that's cool, but it's like, I prefer like not where one of the characters is worried about becoming a movie director and shit. It's like, I want crime and I want, like the robbing and the stealing and that shit. That's what I want in a Grand Theft Auto game, not worried about producing movies and, that's just me though. I think a Grand Theft Auto game needs to be dark. It needs to be gritty. It needs to be vicious. It needs to be in your face, and it just felt like a large portion of Grand Theft Auto 5 just wasn't that,
I mean, about stealing cars.
Yeah, well, you know what? And the messed up thing, right, is Grand Theft Auto 5, the name Grand Theft Auto. You can't steal cars in Grand Theft Auto 5 in the single player and sell them to any chop shop anywhere. It's like, what the hell is that shit? Completely defeats the purpose. It just makes no sense. Hopefully they'll bring it back.
I want a remake of the original Grand Theft Auto. I played it recently on the PlayStation 1 Classic, the Mini. Controls awful, absolutely awful. Still good fun, when you're just running people over and dragging the blood across the roads and stuff. But it'd be cool if they kept the same view, kept it the top-down view, but gave it a complete overhaul, modern graphics, complete voice work, all that. But I'd love a remake of the original 2. The original 2 would do.
Yeah.
London was rubbish. Nah, London was rubbish. The only good thing about London was when you got killed, you're now brown bread, which is you've been killed for southern England.
Speaking
you
about,
may as well include it though, is what I mean.
yeah, I mean, because it's Grand Theft Auto 1, 2 in London. What was it, 1969, some shit like that. There you go.
But they removed, if you go back and play it on the PlayStation Mini where Grand Theft Auto's on, they removed the actual original theme song for Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, probably because the
Can't use it
license
anymore.
expired. Probably because the license expired.
It's a shame. They should keep that. That song, I don't think the last game it was in was Grand Theft Auto 3 when it went to the first 3D open world, and that was it. It's a shame. It was a good song.
Speaking about reboots, what do you guys think about the Mortal Kombat reboot? Possible reboot. Mortal Kombat 1. I mean, if they, oh my god, just hearing that news gets me excited.
Yeah, I'd prefer a reboot of 1 over MK12 or a sequel to 11 because 11, in my opinion, was just horrible. I didn't like it at all. From the characters, classes, or whatever you want to call them, to the story about time travel is just not great.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's still a rumor right now. I guess it's not really confirmed because people are looking at that. It's like, I think Ed Boon from Mortal Kombat was the one that posted the little video that showed the clock, and it's going past, what was it, like going past 1 or whatever, and the hand stops.
12 and went to 1. Yeah.
That's right. That's what it was. Yeah. I mean, it got me excited, though, because I was like, if they redo it, but they do it well, it's going to be great, except you're only going to have, 7 characters? Everyone's used to 60 everyone's used to having 60 characters, so you're going back to 7. I mean, it's some people are going to be like, wait, that's it? And it's like, yeah, 1992. Go back and look and see when it came out, That's what they're basing this off of.
MK10 was peak for me, so I don't know. It'd be hard to top that for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. It's cool. I mean, and it's like...
11 was pretty sick, too.
It's like Mortal Kombat is kind of like it's almost like Assassin's Creed. Like, you have different eras in Mortal Kombat that people prefer over others.
Is that a Jewish version of Shaolin monks?
Shalom monks.
Yeah, where nobody fights; they're just all at peace with one another. It's kind of.
It's about Wall Street.
Redders will be talking about that when he comes back from his hiatus on the mountain. Praying and finding enlightenment. So yeah.
He's not even. He's when he hosts next week, you think you got to get a podcast, but really it's just a sermon he's giving you. So
yeah.
It's a bar mitzvah.
Right?
You're all getting circumcised whether you like it or not. Live. Who's the guest next week? Have we told them?
Oh,
Not me.
Everyone has to get out their schlong live.
Everyone
cut at the same time.
It's all that
tingling just
Sega
thinking about
Saturn
it.
your brain does. That's what it is.
Nobody likes Sega Saturn. Even Sega didn't like Sega Saturn. That's why they killed it.
That's true.
Sonic didn't like Sega Saturn. That's why there wasn't a good Sonic game on it.
There's never been a good Sonic game.
There is. Don't lie to yourself.
Oh, wow.
In fact, no, to tell a lie, the only good Sonic game is the one where he's being killed. And that murder mystery one.
You just it hurt you bad, didn't it? That it hurt your old Sonic.
It must be.
Sega Saturn did give us Jet Set Radio, though, so.
But the best version isn't on it, though, thankfully.
Sega make good games, just not Sonic. Sonic is the worst character to ever be made. It makes Knack look like a AAA game.
No, Sonic makes more sense than Mario. Like, Mario's a plumber, yet he never does any plumbing. Like, he should be fired.
Might do in private.
Might not as well.
Yeah, he's always after that Peaches for some reason. Is that a toadstool in my pants, or am I just happy to see you?
I'm here to lay down the pipe.
Oh yeah. Oh
Jesus.
Oh jeez. Hey.
Who
says the XBL Party Podcast?
Kratos, and he's going to have to fight you now.
I tell you what, Finbar, I'll have you a rematch on Marvel Snap. I know I beat you a bit too quick last time. We'll see how it goes. If I win, you have to praise PlayStation and our Lord and Savior Jim Ryan.
Oh my God!
Head of the sacred symbols for the rest of your life.
I know, right? Blasphemy on an Xbox podcast. Don't believe it.
I'm
Hey,
getting
I love
sick.
I love Anti-Phil as well.
Wow, that is so. Oh my god.
Even though he doesn't want to make good games because he can't compete. But
Oh Jesus.
We're gonna fire him
I love-
soon. Don't worry, guys.
I love you. I love you, Phil. You're amazing. Give me Starfield in 60 frames and I'll be happy.
Give us
Oh,
a t-shirt.
please.
Send us some controllers, Phil. That'll.
Hey, you know what? Just keeping it real. You're gonna have to have like a magic lamp to get Starfield in 60 frames per second. I'm just saying.
No.
I believe we can do it.
It will be. Phil said they caught it early in development. They've had all the hardware teams, software teams. id Software. I saw a post today. id Software have actually been working on their shooting mechanics. So
Well, and
id
expect
Software
it
are amazing at the shooting mechanics.
now
Look at Doom.
that id Software is involved. Expect it at 120 frames per second at like 8K or something because those guys are amazing.
There you go. There you go. I have faith in Starfield. I will be there day one. And
I mean, now that I know,
Yes.
yeah. Well, now that I know that id Software is involved, I'm like, oh, thank God. Now there might be hope. Now there might be hope.
No, they're
hoping
only
everybody's
involved with the combat mechanics, the gunplay.
Yeah, the
apparently.
shooting. Because the shooting
Yeah.
was horrible last
That's-
time they showed
yeah.
it.
it
Well-
came over, whipped out that big dick, let it swing, and said, "Let us sort your shooting mechanics out."
This game needs a BFG.
Right. You know, and it's like Fallout 3. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, it's so great!" But I hated the shooting mechanics. But then, of course, id Software comes over, sorts out the shooting mechanics for Fallout 4, and it's great. So that gives me a lot of confidence. You know, it gives me a lot of confidence.
Daz says we should hurry up with 20 questions because that takes half an hour. That is true, it does. So should we jump into 20 questions then and get it, put him out of his misery?
I know Ash is just trying to beat a final boss on a game. That's why he's distracted. It's all good. I understand.
I'm not. I'm chasing a tattoo drawer. For some reason, one of the collectibles is like tattoo drawings in Valhalla. You have to like chase them around all the buildings to catch them.
Wow. Yeah. So we can do 20 questions. I have the game this week.
Go on. So, BMG, slide in and tell us what 20 questions is all about.
Wait. You want BMG to slide in? That didn't sound right.
Slide into you.
Oh, yeah, clarification is key. Yeah.
Yeah. Sentinel lets me slide into him all the time. It's perfectly normal for us on a weekly basis.
I don't think that's me. You're, must be another guy.
Video game 20 questions. It is a game that we play on PSN Party Podcast and lately at the end of XBL Party Podcast. Aim of the game is this week Sentinel has a game and we have 20 questions to guess what that game is. The last question has to be the guess of the game. If we guess the game beforehand and it's wrong, we lose. Sentinel can only answer yes or no. Sometimes can be a bit vague on stuff, depending on the question. And we're not allowed to use Google or any assistance. We have to all dive into our mind palaces to guess the game.
Uh-oh.
Use our gaming knowledge. And it's for just a bit of fun to end every show. Try not to let me ask stuff because I asked stuff. Was it released on August 11th at 11:59 in the morning on a sunny day in 1970 or something like that? You know,
He does.
I like to narrow it down. So I think we got a super chat there actually, Ash. Before we go into 20 questions.
Nice. Give me a second. When can we get our timeout emoji for BMG, for Destiny, and Marvel Snap? We need to get more members, guys. Like, YouTube limits the amount of emotes you can have based on the amount of members. So when we get more members, we can get more emotes. But we're sort of averaging so many, and like one person's unsubbed, so it means we then have to get that sub up again, like membership up again, and then get a few more. But as soon as we hit that next membership, we can make sure we do a timeout emoji for BMG. So,
Yeah. I don't
Nice.
like the idea of them just having like my face because I think it'd be used for many inappropriate things.
we could get like your face, but like a Ghostbusters one with a cross over it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they're the rules for 20 questions. So, Sentinel, over to you, dude.
All right, so the way this works is I have a game in mind, and the members of the panel have to guess the game. They have 20 questions, which includes essentially 19 questions plus the last question, guessing the game. In order to figure out which game it is, they have to ask yes or no. And if I feel they're struggling too much, I can give them a hint. But for the most part, we try to refrain from that. We've been on a winning streak for a while. So let's see if they're able to guess the game that I'm thinking of. And to keep it fair, we agreed on this an episode or two ago that we are not going to use arcade games and we're not going to use mobile games. And not PC games because there's like 10,000 of them. So it will be a console game. Whether it's handheld or mobile or a traditional console, the panel members have to figure that out through asking these questions. I'm ready when you guys are.
Go on, I'll go first.
I do want to tell our guests that the private chat we have for StreamYard, you guys can basically use that to work as a team to try to everyone get on the same page so you guys can figure this out before you make the guess. All right?
Yeah, because if you
Okay.
guess
That's
incorrectly, even if you've got extra guesses left, you still lose.
Yeah. So you guys want to make sure that you narrow it down and you know beyond a doubt what it is.
Okay, is this game exclusive to one platform?
This particular game is yes. This is a difficult one. All right, so
First question.
Hold on,
First
hold on.
question, and we're fucked.
the game the game I'm thinking of is this game is not exclusive to one platform, but it came out on one generation only. How about that?
So that's totally not what I asked, but hey.
No.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to
so the
clarify. I wanted to clarify because some of these games have had remakes and reboots. So consider this a freebie. This game never got a remake or a reboot, and the game I'm thinking about only came out on one particular platform, meaning it hasn't been revisited since then.
So is it on multiple? So it's on one platform though. Like it's not on like
No,
Xbox
one
and-
generation.
One
No, it said
generation.
One generation.
One generation.
Right.
So it's
okay.
not exclusive. It's not an exclusive to one platform.
You fucking went round the bush there to
Well,
say that.
because
didn't you?
I really had to be careful with this one.
All right.
I didn't want you guys to get confused.
It's never had a remake. That narrows it down a little bit. So that means to me, it's going to be it's going to probably be earlier generations, PS3 backwards, because I say that you could possibly get a PS4, Xbox One, but I don't sort of think of them as not having remasters. Do you know what I mean? As such.
Well,
Yeah.
we know it's multi-platform to a previous gen.
Yes.
Or to one gen. That's that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Okay.
Is
In my
it
head already.
is it made by a Japanese studio?
No.
Oh, okay.
Was it an FPS?
Yes.
There you go.
Ooh.
Scrub Nurse, any ideas?
Oh,
Is someone going to
It's
type these questions out in the
FPS.
private chat?
it was. It's multi-plat. Well, it wasn't for a while.
Yeah. So it was only on one generation. It was multi-platform to that one generation. Hasn't been revisited, and it's an FPS, and it's not a Japanese studio.
Golly.
It's a multi-platform Muppet.
It's multi-platform up here, yeah.
So I wonder though. I wonder if it.
Did it have a
could have been-
campaign?
Yes.
I wonder if it could have been, even though it's not been revisited now. Was it part? I wonder if it was part of like a franchise back when it came out.
Yeah, is it part of a franchise? That's a good question.
Yes.
Oh, God, you didn't sound too sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of a franchise, but this franchise is not still in existence.
Right,
I mean,
okay,
it's not
so-
being actively developed for.
Right, so-
it's multi-platform.
Write these down in the chat, or we'll never.
It was multi-platform, but it
okay.
didn't stay multi-platform.
No, it was multi-platform.
Multi-platform to
For one generation.
one generation to one.
And it's part of a franchise.
Yes.
Man, I got an idea.
Part of,
Did
part of
it
a dead
have
franchise.
Did it have a multiplayer, or was it just campaign?
I believe it was just multiplayer. Let me see. Hold on. Let me clarify. No, it.
Well,
it
no.
had-
Before you said it had.
Yeah, it had a
campaign.
multiplayer. It had multiplayer, but the multiplayer is no longer active.
Okay.
So it had a campaign as well, though. Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right. This is getting confusing now.
Campaign.
I mean, not
Alice in
necessarily.
Wonderland.
You just gotta narrow it down.
Did it release on the PS3 360
No,
generation of
stop,
consoles?
stop.
Oh,
You
What?
should narrow it down to the time period, not just one specific console generation until you figure it out.
what?
Was it made between 2000 and 2010?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What fucking generation is that then?
Xbox,
Yeah.
PS2, PS3, yeah, 360.
Jeez, oh my god.
Man, and I don't want to even start guessing because, like I said, if we guess, we lose. But I got an idea.
Put it in the private chat.
It's part of a franchise.
Is it a sci-fi genre?
No.
Right. Was that multi-platform?
That's yeah. I just don't know if it had the multiplayer portion of it. I don't remember thinking it did the second version.
Was it considered a good game?
Let me see. Yeah, as far as I can see, people considered it pretty good.
All right, so it's not an obscure title.
No, it's mixed or average reviews. It's well known.
Oh, mixed or average shit.
Well, but I mean, again, the mixed or average is coming from, like journalists, gaming journalists and shit. And they're morons. So
It's a game Sentinel feels very strongly about.
well, it's just because I mean, it's sold at least it's sold at least 600,000 copies in one country. It's a well known franchise. It's a well known franchise.
Okay.
Does this game have a military setting?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There's a few that it could be. He said the franchise was dead, so it can't be Battlefield. So it
Yeah.
can't
No.
have Bad Company. Medal of Honor is dead. But there's a lot of Medal of Honors across from 2000.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah. Medal of Honor died on the Xbox One generation or late 360.
Yeah.
yeah. Is this let's see if this is classed as cheating. Does it have the word honor in the title?
Yes.
It's Medal of Honor.
Oh,
That's not considered cheating. It's all
That's
good.
okay. That's okay. I didn't
How many
know if that would
questions
be
are we on
allowed or
now
not.
then? So we can just sort of like narrow it down a bit more.
Wow.
Yeah. Hang on. Where we got?
That's a lot
one,
to
two,
pick from.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
He didn't ask
We've
the
had
whole
9.
title. He didn't ask the whole title, so one word is not cheating. One word's not cheating.
Yeah, so we've asked 9 questions, and we know it's a Medal of Honor game, but we need to know which one.
Yeah, but
top of the head.
The only thing we've narrowed it down from is it's not the original, because that was, I think, was in the 90s, and it's probably not the Xbox the later ones. I think the last one came out like 2014 or something like that.
Yeah,
So
the last one was it Red Dragon? Medal of Honor Red? Is it Red Dragon or something like
totally
that?
different
Dragon something?
FPS
It was like Medal of Honor Warfighter. I'm thinking Rising Sun, but that's.
I think Rising Sun because it's the one that sticks in my head because you just had the thing where you're on the boat in Pearl Harbor.
You could narrow it down to the locale. I mean,
Okay. Here's a question. Does the first mission take place on Doomsday?
I don't think any game has a first mission that takes place on Doomsday.
Like D-Day, like the land.
Or D-Day? Yeah. Sorry, D-Day.
No, I don't believe it's D-Day.
Okay, so it's not Medal of Honor front lines.
Front lines, yeah.
Does it take place, or does a good portion of it take place around Pearl Harbor?
Does a good portion of it?
Are
you in a burning ship in one of the missions?
Yes.
Because of.
There you go. See?
I think it's Rising Sun.
I think it's Rising Sun.
Do we ask if it's got Rising in the name?
No, you already had your one freebie. You had your one freebie, so no more.
Can we narrow it down any more?
Did it release on the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox generation?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Do you fight Japanese people in this game?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
It's Rising Sun, isn't it?
It's Rising Sun.
Yep.
Unless it is another one where
That was pretty
suddenly
good.
I've totally forgotten Medal of Honor where there's yet again just more burning ships and Japanese people that just didn't.
Yes. It is Medal of Honor Rising Sun. Yes.
There's
awesome.
a fire
Y'all did way
extinguisher in the
The
game.
multiplayer was awesome in that game.
Yeah, you know what?
Single
And
player was fun.
it's like I wanted to use World at War, but it actually had a PS2 port game that had lesser missions and a different storyline, and I was like, shit, that's complicated. So I couldn't do that. So I had to go with Rising Sun because it was easy. It was a simple,
You know what's weird? I was thinking like of games to do for this, and Medal of Honor was one of the games I was thinking of doing. So
yeah. It was a
That's
good
what it was.
franchise. It was a good
Yeah, it was
franchise
a
at one
great
time.
franchise. Call of Duty kind of ate it up, and it had some
Yeah.
games that weren't the best.
Medal of Honor Warfighter was pretty good too.
Very, very good. It was very good.
Yeah. The funny thing is, like, they actually consulted with a number of different special forces groups, and whatever the Polish commando group is, they actually got in trouble for telling them some of their secrets and stuff for Warfighter. Yeah, I remember hearing about that, and I was like, oh my god, those guys are going to be in such trouble. Because, I was in the military at the time, so you understand how that type of stuff goes. So, I mean, even divulging some of their secrets, those guys could have ended up in the brig. I mean, it's crazy.
Remember EA did that thing where you had to pay to play online? It was like $5.
yeah,
Yes.
I think they did that with Warfighter.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that was in 2012 because the Medal of Honor that took place in Afghanistan came out in 2010. It came out to mixed reviews, wasn't as polished as it needed to be, and it just felt like EA wanted to throw all their weight behind Battlefield, and that's kind of why they were like, hey, we're just shelving Medal of Honor for a while and we'll focus on Battlefield.
Yeah.
Well, after
don't like
the
Battlefield,
third third Call of Duty came out, that's when the numbers in the game got worse and worse as far as sales, and that's when Medal of Honor really fell off the map.
Yeah.
Is that third Call of Duty kind of really solidified it as the new shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did think about having Call of Duty as this week's game, but I said, like I said, the World at War was a little confusing, and I said, well, like Modern Warfare 2, they've gotten, there's remakes of remasters of the originals, plus we have complete remakes, and I said, that shit's just confusing, so I'm
Plus
not
you have
going.
the Wii version.
There you go. I was like, I'm not going with that. It's all over the place, so I wanted to keep it simple.
Dance Call of Duty.
Yes, so the winning streak continues. Outstanding.
Great job, gang.
Yeah, I mean, I had faith in you guys. Maybe not so much in BMG, but in the rest of you guys.
Oh, mate.
I didn't have
No,
faith in myself at all.
No, because BMG was like, the one. What was it? The 1 week you asked like if the game came out in 2007 or something, and we're like, no, because we hadn't narrowed it down yet.
Did it come out March 29th, 2007?
11 p.m. and had a midnight
Right.
launch.
It's like depending. Are you talking about Europe or US? Yeah, no, it's all good though. It's all good. The streak continues. Outstanding.
Woohoo! We did it.
That's a fun little game.
Yeah.
My head hurts now, but yeah.
Yeah, it's hard because you can't use.
You can't
Google
look
to
up.
put stuff- Yeah, you've just got to dig into that gaming knowledge that you've acquired over the years, and hopefully it helps. And we did it between the four of us. We got the game.
And it helps because like pretty much every guest we have, you guys are all gamers, So this is kind of like going through just a mental workout is what it is. But we all are able to figure it out because we're all serious gamers, And it's kind of a fun way to end our podcasts, with that game, where we can work together as a team and try to figure it out. It's always fun. Always fun.
Yeah, that's definitely fun. I appreciate that.
Especially after all these tough news things we end up having to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've missed 10 of them.
yeah, Timber. I thought of Homefront too. I thought of Homefront
Yeah.
too. The second one
Yeah.
killed that
I was thinking of
franchise.
Homefront as well.
You know what though? You know what's funny, right? Is like Homefront 2. It's like you look at that and you're like, "Damn, Busters, you suck." But then they put out Dead Island 2, and you're like, "Wow, okay, you guys are redeemed. That's cool."
Busters, you guys are good.
Yeah, it's like they finally figured out what they're doing. They were reading the Complete Idiot's Guide to Making Video Games, and they said, "We've got it. We finally finished the book."
I trust any game that's partly developed by Deep Silver. I really love
Yeah.
Deep Silver.
Yeah, they're a good publisher. Well,
Deep Silver's gone now, though, isn't it?
I think they got published by Koch Media.
Yeah, they've been integrated or merged into another like one studio now.
Or it might be
publisher's gone.
Might be Embracer. Maybe Embracer picked them up. I don't remember. Embracer's been buying all kinds of shit, so who knows?
Yeah, they're killing it.
They're owned by whoever owns THQ.
Yeah,
Embracer. Yeah.
Yeah. Embracer is embracing everything. Oh.
No, better learn Chinese, buddy.
Yeah, they're owned by Koch Media and PlayOn, but they're owned by Embracer, basically. So,
Right.
but yeah, that's a good show, guys. We've won. We did it. Fantastic. Yeah, thank you to everyone in chat who's been here and helped with that game. Everyone who was sort of giving in your suggestions and stuff like that. It's always great to sort of get you guys involved. Big shout out to everyone who's been in chat all through the episode, as well as all the new faces we've seen today. It's always nice to see new faces in the channel and in chat. Even when you complain that we're not on camera, do you know what I mean? We're just happy to see you here. So, where can everyone find you guys? So, Scrub Nurse, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me here on Twitter at ScrubNurse3, so Scrub Nurse and the number 3 behind it. Then you can find me on Sunday evenings on YouTube on Gaming Beyond the Box channel. We have our show Gaming Beyond the Box. That's 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So yes, we are in the States. Come check us out. Also, I have my Twitch channel where I stream Call of Duty, as well as my little clips that I put on Twitter. So if you look on my Twitter page, you'll see lots of clips of Call of Duty. So yeah, you can check me out on that. My Twitch is Scrub_Nurse. So I had fun with you guys today. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me out.
Thank you for coming on, mate. What about you, Uso? Where can people find you?
All right. So anybody who's interested, you can find me on Twitter at Hawaiian Guy 808 or just look up Uso Vinny. Also, please check out our podcast, Talk Story. We don't stream as often as XPN, but we stream about once a month, and we're all about gaming news with locals from Hawaii. Also, thank you for having us.
So,
Nice.
yeah, definitely check them out. Definitely do it. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see Twitter handles under our names as well. So if you're wondering how to spell everything, it's right there on screen. Sentinel, where can people find you?
Twitter, SSG Sentinel, Twitch, SSG Sentinel. Although I haven't been live streaming much recently, but I will get back to it. You can also find me, of course, on the PSN Party Podcast. Next week we're switching to Tuesday. That'll be 2:30 p.m. Central Time, or I believe it's 8:30 p.m. in the UK. Correct? That's on every Tuesday, pretty much from next Tuesday onward for the PSN Party Podcast. And then XBL Party Podcast will stay on Thursdays, every Thursday at 2 p.m. Central Time here in the United States, 8 p.m. in the UK. You can catch me there. Also, check out my YouTube channel, SSG Sentinel. You can, exactly as it is on Twitter, that's how it is on YouTube, so you can find me putting review videos and other stuff there as well.
Awesome. What about you, BMG?
As just as Sentinel says, PSN Party Podcast is now moving to Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. BST. Just gives us that day break in between shows, spreads the content out a bit, and 'cause it gets a bit much sometimes when you do one show on a Wednesday, next show on a Thursday, and so it gives a bit of space. But yeah, you can find me there on as host as the PSN Party Podcast and panel member on the XBL Party Podcast. Also find me on Twitter, name just below there, as you can see, at BaldManGamer, Xbox, BaldManGamer, PlayStation, BaldManGamer86. Other than that, if you manage to tap into the live cameras in my house, you can catch me sat not wearing pants, missing a sock, drinking beer.
Gotta get that feed. All right, let's go.
That's a paid tier that on his OnlyFans.
I'm not paying for that. I don't know if that's worth it.
And I'm selling bath water if anyone wants any.
Bath water and farts. Who loves it? Muppet will be like, boom.
Oh my DMs will blow up later. How much?
Yes, Debris is also on the Destiny podcast, the Destiny Party Podcast, but it's not every week. It's just going to be sort of as and when there's actually Destiny news to talk about. So we'll post it up on social and on the Discord and stuff like that when we've got scheduled dates, basically.
It's hard to do a Destiny show every week because obviously news Destiny wise is quite limited at the moment, but Season of the Deep drops in a week or 2 weeks time, so I'd expect a show coming up soon, not this week, probably the week after, where we have a bit of a deep dive into the new season. But yeah, as Ash said, keep an eye on the socials. We'll post it on there and announce who we have on closer to the time.
And you can find me on Twitter. I'm a Ghostbuster underscore and a 0 instead of the O. You can see it spelled out on the screen. I also run the XPN Network social channel, so you can sort of find all the information there. Hit me up on with a message if you want to chat about stuff. And other than that, like I say, the XBL Party Podcast UK will be back next week. Redders should be back, and he will probably be resuming hosting, which means I will not be here. So enjoy it. If it's terrible, let me know, and I'll come back and save you all. But
nice.
Yeah, well, if you miss me, I'll come back. I'm like that, like just that savior. I'll just come back and just be like, I am here for you all. So,
like a hole in the head.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take a little bit of time off of podcast next week, possibly for a few weeks, because I'm going away at the end of the month. So I'm trying to make sure we've got no outstanding sort of content we need to post up and stuff before I go. I'd hate to be like leaving like devs and stuff with not doing content that I said I'll do. So I'm spending a bit of time without the podcast. I can spend those evenings doing the content for the website and the YouTube channel. So I'll be around. I may be in the chat, but I won't be on the shows unless something desperate happens. Someone's not very well, and they may ring me in. or red as is just terrible. But I'm sure he's going to be super rejuvenated after his monk trip up the mountains. So we'll see. But hopefully you've enjoyed us for the last few weeks. Where who knows what it's going to be like? We'll find out next week. He's not in chat. He doesn't know what I'm saying. It'll be fine.
And we need to vote. Keep the green. XBL. Keep the green.
Yes, definitely.
That's right.
It's because, so fun fact, it's because the green like this used to be on the original XBL Party Podcast show, which I hosted for over 100 episodes. And then we split and we had the USA and the UK show. So this one had its own number system. It's had its own like British like flag theme and everything. Obviously, we don't need that really anymore because it's outlasted the XBL USA show. So who knows? Like, we either need to go back to the old school numbering or what. I'm not sure. We'll have to figure it out. But I like the green. I like this background. It gives you those Xbox sort of vibes. So yes, vote to keep the green. Don't let Redders change it.
Agree completely.
But then that, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you listen to this later on podcasting services, you guys are awesome as well. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, leave 5 stars on your podcasting provider, and we'll see you at some point over the next week for one of our many, many bits of content. And other than that, good evening. Go play some games.
Later, guys.
Thanks,
Hail
Commander.
Satan.